What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Bama Lounge podcast. I am your host, Adam Raymer. And just real quick, I appreciate everybody that subscribes. We've gained some new subscribers today, actually, over the past week. And I just want to let everybody know that I appreciate everything that you guys do for the show, for me, for Blake as well. It doesn't go unnoticed. And again, 100% appreciate everything that you guys do. Today's show, it's Texas A&M hate week, guys. So we're gonna preview the Bama Texas A&M game that's coming up Saturday at I think they play at 7 o'clock. So let's just I'm gonna get right into it. I want to start off with Jimbo Fisher, and might catch some flack from some of my friends that are Texas A&M fans, but Jimbo Fisher is not as good as everybody thinks he is. I think he rode the coattails of Jameis Winston at Florida State, and he's been pretty decent at A&M, not great, but he will go down again with a loss this weekend, and I'll get into my predictions. But I just something about Jimbo that I don't think he's as good, guys, as everybody thinks he is. I just don't. They paid him a lot of money to be better than what he is, and unfortunately, you have to beat Alabama every year. And until you do that, I'm just saying good luck. But wanted to start off with him. He's not Nick Saban. There's nobody is Nick Saban, but Jimbo is just not. I don't feel that he's as good as everybody thinks he is. So, look, Texas A&M started off the season. I don't remember what they were ranked. I think they were top 5 team, maybe six, somewhere in there. And over the last, I don't know, couple of weeks, they started off undefeated this season, and after the past couple of weeks, they've taken some hard losses. So they started off, I think they haven't played anybody. I mean, I think it was Kent State, then Colorado, then New Mexico. Then they got to Arkansas and got beat 20-10. That game was out of control the first half. I think it was 17-0 at halftime, and then they made a little bit of a game of it. Arkansas showed its true colors last weekend. They're not as I'm not going to say they're not good. They are a good team, but I don't think they have the believe the hype to jump all the way to number 8 in the rankings and then get beat. And then A&M takes a huge loss to Mississippi State last week, 26-22. So again, Bama comes into this game, guys, favored. I think as of right now, this is coming out on Wednesdays. My preview shows are going to come out every Wednesday, but it's 17.5 points, guys, and we're away. We're playing there. We're playing at the Big House, College Station. I think I predicted this to maybe be a trap game at the beginning when we were doing our prediction shows throughout the schedule. I don't know how much of a trap game it's going to be. I do worry about it being an away game. It's a night game. But here's the thing. Just some team stats to throw out at you, okay? Alabama's averaging 45.5 points a game on offense, A&M 23. Now, defensively, we're giving up about 18, and they're only giving up about 12. But let's, again, think of who they played. We did play a good Florida team. We played a high-powered offense of Ole Miss with Lane Kiffin last week, and it wasn't, that Ole Miss game wasn't the same as it was last year when it was the 60-48 or 63-40. I can't remember exactly, but it was just no defense. It was a Pac-12 game. But I think they are good defensively. I think offensively they're not good. So, unfortunately, with Alabama, you have to score 45 points a game to beat us. And now this defense is rolling. It looks good. It looks like the defense of old, to an extent. It's not as dominant as it used to be. We're giving up about 112 yards on defense and 178 yards on offense. So we're only giving up 280 yards a game, 300 yards a game. A&M's giving up about 320. So defenses are very similar, but they haven't played anybody like us yet. They haven't played anybody like Alabama. And I'm going to probably say this in every preview show, except for, and hopefully, when we play Georgia in the SEC championship. And again, we'll get to that hopefully later down the road. But again, like I said, Texas A&M has not played a team like us, guys. They just haven't, and they won't. They won't play another team like us unless they play Georgia. I haven't looked at their schedule, but Georgia's about the only team that right now. I said this. I put a tweet out. There's Alabama up here, then there's Georgia, and then nobody's even close right now. I don't think. I just don't see it. You don't see Penn State, Iowa. I don't care. Cincinnati, whatever. There's nobody close to Alabama and Georgia right now. So back to the A&M. They are they average about 200 yards passing and 167 yards on the ground. So they do average technically a little more than we do on the ground. Problem is we average about 100 more yards through the air. And we got a cat named Bryce Young quarterbacking us. Don't need to say anything else. And an offensive line that's playing lights out right now. They got a quarterback, Zach Calzada, whose completion percentage is 54%. He's thrown for about 744 yards, 5 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Reverse side, what I said, our guy, Bryce Young, 73% completion percentage, 1,365 yards, 17 touchdowns, 2 picks. It's not even close. We've played a little bit stiffer competition, I think, as well, too, in Florida and Ole Miss. So I would be remiss if I don't mention Brian Robinson again after the game he had last week. B-Rob killing it this year, 379 total yards on 73 attempts for 5.2 average, 6 touchdowns on the ground. He had 4 last week. Most of those obviously coming on short distance. I don't care. He got us in the end zone and we scored points. Jameson Williams, I'm going to mention him again. This guy, thank you, Ohio State. Thank you, Ohio State. For whatever reason, again, I feel like I'm on repeat. This guy didn't touch the field at Ohio State. I don't know how, but all he's done is 17 receptions for 364 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's averaging 21 yards a catch. And not to mention, dynamic as dynamic comes on kickoffs. I don't know why he's not back there in punts. I don't care because I don't want him to get hurt. But on kickoffs, the guy's electric. Smooth, fast, just it was I saw a tweet on this, and it was it was the biggest transfer of the offseason when he came. And it's somewhat holding to be true. I think Jameson, old Jay Will, I think he's taken over the number 1 spot right now as a receiver. Love John Mechie. Absolutely adore John Mechie. He's a solid, he catches everything. But Jameson Williams is just on another level right now, and it's great to see. And probably, like I said, in my opinion, number 1 receiver on our team right now. Something that happened last week that we need to talk about. I'm just going to touch a little bit on. Jace Mcclellan is hurt. Looks like he's out for the year. I don't know if it's an ACL, what it was. Didn't really dig deep. I saw a couple of tweets. Saw Saban put something out that he is done for the year. So it looks like, and this is just me, I don't know. I love Roydell Williams being in the backfield, but I really, really like Trey Sanders. I think he can provide some instant offense as well. So obviously Robinson's not going to get every carry of the game. He's getting about half or 3/4 of the carries this year. Actually almost half. We've had 183 rush attempts and he's ran it 73 times. So a little under half. Maybe 45%. I'd like to see Trey Sanders get get some more touches maybe this week. Hopefully this week, and I'll tell you why, because I think it's going to be a blowout. I'm just going to say it. And I hope I'm not jinxing us, guys. I really don't. Again, it leads back to A&M. They're not the passing game. I just don't think is great the way our defense is playing. Now that Isaiah Spiller, guys, is really good running back. He's rushing 68 attempts for 445 yards, 6.5 yards a carry, 2 touchdowns. No denying him on the ground. Again, they rush for about 10 or I think more yards than we do on average. Again, they have not played a defense and they have not played an offense like Alabama. So it's going to be something to see. Like I said, Jimbo Fisher's going up against Nick Saban, former assistant. They talk about this all the time. Saban has never lost. I think he's 24-0 now as of right now. We're going to go ahead and say we're going to make it 25-0. I just don't think A&M has the weapons and that Alabama does, and especially after these brutal losses. Now, I will say this. They did have 2 losses in a row, one to Arkansas and again to Mississippi State. I think they're going to come out fired up. They're going to come out fired up. They're going to be pissed off because they've lost 2 in a row. We come off a game where we beat Ole Miss that was obviously against Lane Kiffin, and he wanted us to get the popcorn ready. Well, we got our popcorn ready. He didn't have his team have his popcorn, wasn't ready. So, again, A&M's gonna come out fired up. That stadium is loud as shit. Obviously, it's the home of the 12th man for a reason. It gets loud there. They're gonna be ready to play, but I think our guys are gonna be ready to play too. 3 keys to victory for me. Number 1, just keep doing what you're doing on offense and defense. Keep doing what we're doing. Our defense is playing a lot better. I think the secondary needs to clean a couple of things up, but we need to make tackles. That's where we're missing some tackles on defense. And other than that, we just need to keep doing what we're doing. Offense and defense, make tackles. Number 2, we need to score early in this game and don't let up. We need to if we get the opening kick, we need to take that opening drive for 7. We need to get up about 21-0 on these guys and just keep the hammer down. I want them to be depleted. I think we can too. I believe 100% in this team, defensively and offensively. I think we can do whatever we want to do to just about anybody, and I don't think it's going to change against Texas A&M. Third, it's coaching. It's play calling. Saban will have these guys ready. And not that Jimbo won't have his guys ready. I just think our coaches are better. And obviously, when you have Nick Saban as your head coach, you have a better chance to win a game than if you don't. So, one more thing, I want to throw this out there. I want to keep the running game going. Ole Miss played a weird 3-2-6 defense that allowed us to run the ball, allowed B-Rob to run the ball 36 times for 170-something yards and 4 touchdowns. A&M doesn't run that same offense, but establish the run game. All that does is open up the RPO game for Bryce Young. Not that he needs it, but it opens it up. That's my keys to the game. Prediction. I'm going high here, and I'm going to say 49-14. I don't think they score as much as Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss was a better offensive team. I know they were. They were one of the best offensive teams in the nation. Still are. Just don't think they have enough weapons to beat us. I'm going to go 49-14 Alabama in a rout on Saturday night. And again, I hope I'm not jinxing it, but just how I feel after watching what we've done over the course of this season. So that's it, guys. We're keeping these short and sweet. I appreciate you all that tune in. Please, please, please subscribe, share, review it, like it, send me comments, send us comments, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I want all the interaction we can get. Call me out on whatever you want to call me out on, like whatever I say, don't like. That's all what I want. It all. I want all of that. And once we get to we get some more subscribers, we're going to do a free little giveaway as well. So something to come. Check the Twitter page out at Bama Lounge, or mine at Adam Raymer 11, or Blake's at the Blake Sulcer. We're going to do a little bit of some kind of giveaway soon once we beef these subscribers up. So again, go share that. Tell family, tell friends, whoever is a Bama fan, even if they're not a Bama fan, maybe they could want to become a Bama fan. Go subscribe for me. One more thing. always remember this. Roll damn Tide.